We're going to go ahead and do some mediumship messages today. I thought it was perfect as we are approaching the equinox. The veil starts to thin. It's very, very thin right now, especially as we're moving through the autumn season. So it's an amazing time to connect with loved ones in spirit. So I'm just going to pull a couple of cards just to see what's coming through for you. Just some messages from spirit as we're getting started. Just take a moment to tune into the person that you would like to receive messages from. However, stay open if they come through from other sources, right? But let's just go ahead and pull a couple of mediumship cards and kind of see what is going on. I love these cards as well too that we're using. So let's see what is going on. Messages from loved ones in spirit. Okay, I stand by the choices I made. Everything is always played out as it should when we talk about the soul on a greater level. And sometimes this is hard for us to understand. Even how people choose to cross over is literally part of their life plan. And the life plan leaves many possibilities too, but it's always gone as it should on a higher soul level. But sometimes we get kind of, I always say, hung up on details of, things that we remember from this person, maybe even how they crossed over, and can create blocks and wounds and things like that too. People leave when their time is up and when they're supposed to. And that's a hard thing for us to understand, especially when we are left here on earth to move through the grieving process. But it is through, I always say, healing that we can open up and kind of connect with them on the other side. And we have to remember that too, that we are the light body, we are the soul, we are the spirit, way past the human body. And we continue to exist in other dimensions. And I always say these dimensions are always very parallel to ours and right here literally. So sometimes when you're thinking of this person, when they're coming to mind, when you're seeing little signs, synchronicities, and messages, they're trying to get your attention. They're trying to let you know. Someone is trying to let you know they are okay. They've been sending you signs. They've been sending you messages, which is going to tie into the next message that we get, and that they are with, not just with their loved ones, because their loved ones were there to meet them when they crossed over. They're there with a loved one. They had an animal or a pet, and they want you to let you know this. So maybe they had a pet that crossed over at a certain point, or it could be one very connected to them, their life, or their family. And then also know that if you have pets, and this only take what resonates, but if you have pets and you see them like staring off into space, chasing things, playing, looking around, that they can see them. They can see this person is still around you, whoever this is around you in spirit. They're very much part of your life now, maybe even more so than on earth. You got to remember that when we shift to the other side, we can see everything. We get all of our knowledge back. We have an awakening. So if this person on earth was not that, I don't want to say they weren't that awake, but they weren't as awake. They've gone through some sort of spiritual awakening on the other side, and they're very much part of your life. And so just take what resonates for you out of these messages. But if you do have a pet and they're like sensing things and playing at different times and running around or just staring up at the ceiling, they can see the spiritual in a way that oftentimes some of us can, but oftentimes we can't here too. Just know that they are around you. Okay, this isn't for everyone, but we have a brother message. Now this could be important for you here in your life. Maybe something you might be guided to heal something with this person if they're on earth, and for some they might be the person on the other side. Okay, but maybe not for everyone. So I'm just going to kind of put some messages out there. Take the ones that are for you through this reading. I'll probably even do a couple more cards. I always do what I'm intuitively guided to do, but maybe you're being guided to, if you have a sibling, a brother here on earth, to reach out to them and to talk to them, right? To heal something. Like, spirit loves to bring everyone together, right? So if there's like a rift there, or maybe you're very close to this person, maybe not, maybe there's a rift there. Spirit sometimes loves to work as magic and bring people together, especially if you are connected in spirit through the crossed over loved one. Maybe some of you guys actually have a sibling on the other side and a brother. That won't resonate with everyone, but maybe some of you guys do, and that this is them kind of trying to come through in this reading. I come to visit you through our shared memories on earth, revisit our places that are tied to me. And I love this because you're going to notice that's I don't want to say that's all that's left. What we got is our memories. And it's why it's so important that we're making good ones, because you're going to travel through those memories, maybe even for many lifetimes, but certainly after this one. So you know that when you are thinking of a loved one that's crossed over, generally you start to think of any memories you have with them. And this is how they are tied to you. And this is how they can kind of travel into our reality as well too. There's different ways that spirit travels and through the memories. So when you sit and you think of, and this is a good way if you're trying to connect with a loved one spirit, I do this all the time. You can just sit and think of any memories, because that's how you remember the person. Sit and think of any memories that you have with this person. And this is a really good way to connect, but to bring them back here in the now and like with you right now. So when you start to replay memories and good ones, or any memories that you have, that this person is going to be around you a lot too, because you're connecting with their energy. So we learn that when we want to connect with spirit, number one, you guys can always get a medium reading. Like, right? We have mediums that are really good at connecting for you. And I offer mediumship readings and mediumship classes on my websites. I have so much good stuff like that. I have lots of spirit activations if you're trying to activate these abilities and gifts more. But so when we are connecting with spirit, or we could call that the spirit medium, things like that, it is energy. So we can learn how to connect with this energy form and bring through a lot of messages and healing. And this can bring so much healing for us to connect. And open that door once again, so to speak, and to connect with loved ones in spirit. So this person is around you, they're trying to get your attention, and they've been even sending you signs. I am fit and healthy, and I can move more easily now. And so this is a message for someone that may have lost someone, and maybe their health declined towards the end, or they weren't doing that great, or they weren't able to move around. And I know so many people that cross over like that, it's not for everyone, but sometimes illness or old age can break down the body and things like that. And then we get kind of stuck in it and we can't do as much as we like. And when we're in our light body or spirit form, we can move around, like literally think teleportation, traveling to visit all of your loved ones, right? Traveling between realms and dimensions. And it's a different kind of liberation and freedom. But this is a message for someone, like if they crossed over and they had some type of health thing going on, could have been a health scare, illness, health challenge, and their body wasn't as great as they would have liked it. They want to let you know that they're okay now. And I love spirit, because when we go to the other side, we can literally change our form. So you could have a message for someone, a grandmother that was quite elderly when they crossed over, and they could appear as, their 20-year-old or 40-year-old self, or their better version of self that they choose. And we can learn how to do that on the other side. So this is why sometimes people, when they're working with spirit or seeing spirit, it can very much change into the form that it likes at that point. And it can do all sorts of things we can't do here on Earth, right? And so message for someone, because we do have that kind of energy coming through. Okay, I'm going to read this, and I love these. These are postcards from spirit. Okay, dearest, wonderful you. To help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, like magic seed pods in a basket glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some may bring you too much attention and invite negative reactions from others? Is change too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Let yourself be led forward and let the seeds of positive intention talk to the wind. Your desires count and you're worthy of them. They're essential for co-creating the world. Did you consider that when a desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways you can't possibly know. We know you and love you so deeply and are so happy to support you. And I love this too, because sometimes when you guys are feeling spirit, you're feeling it. You're getting ideas. It could just be, something. It's also guiding you forward on your path with this message. Like you're being guided to manifest the most amazing life, your most amazing potential, and to really shift and step into that. So sometimes when you're getting ideas, you're being divinely guided. Sometimes when you're feeling spirit, it's there, it's helping you. And this is the whole point that we go through this. A lot of you guys, through loss, through grief, through the things that you've had to transmute and alchemize, it's helped you through that transformation to become an amazing person and to really connect with and allow spirit to guide you, but also to move move you forward in your life. So this is all about trusting spirit and working with spirit in your life and allowing it to send you guidance, love, inspiration, ideas, and even trust that your manifestations are being supported and helped. The more that you learn how to connect and work with spirit, it's going to help you on huge levels to bring through that dream life, these dreams and little manifestations that you may have thought were impossible. When you're being guided by this spiritual force and by these spiritual energies, you are unstoppable. All right, I'm sending you so much love and good energies. If you want a one-on-one reading, always just book it on my website, sparksofdivinelightshealing.com.